What's up, y'all? This is Peace, Love, and Light, and here is part two, the update to the miserably hot guest that I recently hosted. So they inboxed me and asked for a full refund, and I replied with no. Okay, no, you stayed the entire time. When I'm talking about the entire time, 45 minutes from my check-in date, they arrived. They left 10 minutes before my check-out time. Okay, so they had the entire stay there. They used up everything, the beds, the fans, the water, the coffee, they showers. This is what they bought. They got an Airbnb and a 3-bedroom, 2-bath Airbnb under, for lower than the cost of one night at a 5-star hotel. Okay, per night. Way less, way less. Okay, they got a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, full kitchen, washer and dryer, assigned garage parking, all this stuff, right? So they hit me up wanting a full refund, and of course I said no. So then they escalated it a few days later to Airbnb support. So they did an official complaint wanting all but $23 back for their stay, and they had a 2-night stay. And I gave Airbnb their own policy about that. It took everything in me not to be emotional, but to point out any sort of doubt. Let's just keep it real. Like, look, user error, because the air conditioner works. Okay, it works. User error. Did you turn it on correctly? Did you follow the instructions? Were you just pressing buttons like they did when they misprogrammed my TV? Okay. Were they just pressing buttons trying to get the thermostat down like they did to 62 degrees? Yeah, they drove my air conditioner down to 62 degrees, then left my home. And then they came back and said, it's hot. Well, most likely they burnt out my engine. If they kept pressing buttons and twisting knobs trying to get it low in 2 minutes, because that's kind of what I'll just say their age group does, then it could burn out an air conditioner. But you don't see me trying to charge them for the repairs, right? I had to pay for the repairs and there was damage. But anyway, 62 degrees, they tried to take it down to. I do have instructions to not do that, because in the 70s, it's going to be good enough. Don't have my windows open, shutters open, and then turn on the air conditioner trying to air condition the 100-degree weather outside. You're just going to burn out anybody's system, let alone my 1985 system. Okay. So with that said, they escalated it to Airbnb. I know I'm rambling, sorry. They escalated it to Airbnb, and Airbnb asked me, what would you like to give to them? I'm like, absolutely nothing. I don't want to give anything. I don't want to give anything. So we're just taking people's word for it. They took a picture and a 4-second video with a number on the thermostat that says nothing. I could do the same thing. I, in fact, don't know if it was ever hot in that house other than when they took the picture of the video. True thing is, people don't read. They don't read the instructions. They don't read the house manual. They don't read anything. They just they just go and be like, hey, this doesn't work. Yes, it does. I sent you the code. Oh, sorry, thanks. Hey, this doesn't work. It's just like everything doesn't work. Well, here's what this says about this. I put it in the house manual. Oh, okay, thanks. That's what happens. So this has gone on over a week now. I am extremely stressed behind this. Like, it just seems like every time I sit down to relax, I'm getting a notification from Airbnb telling me that the guest has written them again and is asking again. If you can't afford the Airbnb, just say that. But anyway, once again, I wrote Airbnb support what I wrote the guest. I told them what their policy was about guests staying the entire stay. They did not, assumingly, like I don't know all the business, but they did not try to find other accommodations. Matter of fact, they just said it was um, that it was a hassle to try to find other accommodations. Well, in my opinion, you ain't that hot then. If I was so hot that I could not sleep, if I was so hot that this and this and this and that, I would have left. I would have found other accommodations. I would have tried to take what I paid the Airbnb and tried to have one night with every guest in that one room. There was five. Five guests ain't paying what they paid anywhere. And you're trying to squeeze blood from this turnip, okay? So anyway, I declined again because I'm not lying. And I just said, like, look, this is your policy, Airbnb. You said that if the guest stays, then I don't have to decline I don't have to offer up anything. They should have left. So, long story short, they closed the case. Long story short, they closed the case. The communication was closed. They closed the case. They're going to tell the guest that I still refuse to give them their money back. And that was it. So, what I will update you with is if they are going to rate me low because they're mad now. Once again, I hope they don't, because I will hot tail it to Airbnb support and say, hey, this is retaliation, because once again, they stayed the entire time. They never complained about any of this. And the fact is, everything that they're saying is a lie. So I'm waiting on a retaliatory review. And I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't review at all, because some people just don't review, which is fine. I don't care. But just don't drag down my 5-star because you're mad because you didn't get a refund, because you're mad because you stayed at a beautiful, might I add, Airbnb and accommodated your party of 5, and one person was hot because they couldn't work the air conditioner properly. That's all. Check my other content, hit like and subscribe, and hype me up. Well, thank you guys for checking in, and I'll see you next time.